All right, buckle up, Buttercup, because today we're going balls deep into some shit that might make you shit your pants on your next flight. We're talking commercial aviation accidents.
Oh yeah, we've got stacks of research here, accident reports, hell, even some juicy anecdotes that'll make your hair stand on end.
We're basically going to turn you into a goddamn expert on plane crashes.
You know, the thing that really gets me about these incidents, it's how they show that line, that super thin line between human ingenuity
Right.
and the laws of physics. It's like a game of cat and mouse, engineers and pilots pushing the limits,
Yeah.
trying to keep those passengers from becoming a grease stain on the tarmac.
Speaking of grease stains, let's rewind the clock back to the good old days, like the 1950s, back when flying was like
It was a
luxury,
golden
a
age.
symbol of glamour and progress.
Right.
But even back then, shit could hit the fan midair.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think those early birds were immune to gravity?
Hell no.
Like, take that American Airlines crash in 57.
Oh,
Convair CV-240 decides to do a phase plant on approach to Tulsa.
one casualty, but still.
Fucked up, right?
Not a great way to kick things off.
Yeah, but what about that Pacoima crash the same year? A DC-7 going head-to-head with an Air Force Scorpion.
Pull-to-port tensions, playing out in the skies with some seriously tragic consequences.
The DC-7 went down, like, right into a schoolyard.
Killed everyone on both planes and 3 kids on the ground.
Damn. Talk about a clusterfuck of bad luck and geopolitical bullshit.
It really is.
It's insane how quickly things can go from, like, champagne and caviar to, boom, you're a flaming wreck.
Hundreds of miles an hour, there's no room for error.
No kidding. All right, let's try for something a little less morbid. Sabina Flight 548 in 61. This one's a real heartbreaker. The entire U.S. figure skating team wiped out in a crash in Brussels.
Gone just like that.
Turns out
Yeah.
a runaway stabilizer was the culprit.
Yeah, it basically makes the aircraft uncontrollable. Tragic, loss for the figure skating community, a reminder of how fragile life really is.
And then there's that Air France Flight 212 in 68. A DC-9 decides to get a little too friendly with a mountain in Guadeloupe.
63 souls, gone in an instant.
It's like those mountains have a goddamn vendetta against planes,
Well, mountainous terrain has always been a challenge for pilots, especially when you throw in bad weather.
Right.
Likely a combination of factors, pilot error, shit visibility.
Yeah.
Probably didn't help that terrain awareness systems weren't exactly top-notch back then.
Makes you think even the best pilots can screw up,
Yeah,
especially when Mother Nature throws a curveball.
that's right.
Okay, so we're starting to see some patterns here, right? Mechanical failures, shitty weather, pilots having a bad day. It's a recipe for disaster.
A very potent cocktail.
But hey, it was the 70s. Everyone was pushing boundaries, even in the air.
Right.
Take that Pan Am 747 in San Francisco, clipping the scenery on takeoff.
Yes. No fatalities.
But I bet those passengers needed a stiff drink and a change of underwear after that.
I'd say so. Even minor incidents like that, they can really shake people's confidence in flying.
Speaking of shaking confidence, let's talk about the granddaddy of them all.
Oh boy.
The Tenerife Airport disaster.
1977.
2 Boeing 747s.
Fog thicker than pea soup.
Bam!
Deadliest accident in aviation history.
583 people gone. It's like mind-blowing.
Tenerife was a perfect storm of bad decisions, miscommunications,
Yeah.
missed opportunities, and ultimately, human error.
I mean, you have 2 jumbo jets on the same runway, confused pilots.
It's chaos.
It's like a scene out of a goddamn disaster movie.
It's a stark reminder that even in a highly regulated industry like aviation, shit can go sideways in an instant.
Yeah, no kidding. What's crazy is that...
Tenerife was a turning point.
Okay.
The industry took a long, hard look in the mirror after that.
Yeah.
Changed procedures, training, everything.
But of course, it didn't stop accidents from happening.
Sadly, no.
But those lessons, man, those lessons are often written in blood.
That's the truth. It's like the universe just keeps throwing these curveballs at the poor bastards trying to keep everyone safe up there.
Speaking of curveballs,
Yeah.
remember that British Airways Flight 009 back in 82?
Oh, yeah.
That 747 flew through a goddamn volcanic ash cloud, lost all its engines, and still managed to land safely.
Talk about a story to tell the grandkids.
Seriously.
That incident, it showed just how resilient these planes can be and the incredible skill of the pilots.
Yeah, but volcanic ash, man, that shit can clog engines and
Yeah.
cause total power loss.
Exactly. Thankfully, they were able to restart the engines and land safely, but it definitely pushed for research into better volcanic ash detection systems.
So basically, it was a giant flying pumice stone for a few minutes.
Pretty much.
I bet those passengers were shitting themselves.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But hey, at least they lived to tell the tale, right?
That's the important part.
Let's move on to something a little less terrifying. What about that DC-10 that decided to air out its dirty laundry? Back in '89, United Airlines Flight 811. A cargo door just blows open mid-flight.
9 passengers got sucked out.
It's like something straight out of a Final Destination movie.
That one was a real wake-up call for the industry, especially when it came to cargo door design and maintenance.
So it wasn't just bad luck.
Not entirely. The investigation found a faulty locking mechanism on the door. It could fail under pressure, which led to that explosive decompression.
Damn, so a design flaw put those lives at risk.
Sadly, yes. And as a result, stricter inspections and maintenance procedures were implemented
Plus, they redesigned the whole locking mechanism.
to prevent the same thing from happening again.
It's still terrifying to think about those people getting sucked out into nothing.
It's a horrifying thought.
Speaking of horrifying, we can't forget Avianca Flight 203 in '89.
The Medellin cartel, huh?
Yeah, those assholes used a Boeing 727 as their personal fireworks show. Blew the whole damn thing out of the sky.
That tragedy really highlighted how vulnerable commercial aviation can be to acts of terrorism.
Yeah, a lot changed after that. Increased security measures at airports around the world.
We're talking better screening technology, enhanced passenger profiling, and more intelligence gathering.
Basically, Pablo Escobar and his goons forced the whole industry to step up its game.
You could say that. It's a harsh reminder that even when you're thousands of feet in the air, you're not immune to the worst of humanity.
That's for damn sure.
Aviation security is a constantly evolving field. It's a constant battle to stay ahead of the curve, to protect against new threats and changing tactics.
All right, let's end this part of our deep dive on something a little less morbid.
Sounds good.
What about China Airlines Flight 605 back in '93? Picture this. A Boeing 747, a raging typhoon outside, and a runway that's way too short. What happens?
Not good things.
They ended up doing a splash landing in Hong Kong Harbor.
At least everyone survived.
Yeah, true. But I bet they weren't too happy about their soggy luggage.
I can't imagine.
They basically traded a runway for a swimming pool.
That incident really put an emphasis on pilot training for those difficult landing situations.
Yeah, and it helped push for better weather forecasting systems.
So pilots can make better decisions during critical parts of the flight.
Exactly. It must have been one hell of a wake-up call for those passengers.
No doubt about it.
But hey, at least they got a free water show, right? All right, back for round 3 of this aviation autopsy. We've covered planes dropping like flies, slamming into mountains, even getting blown up by goddamn drug lords. But you know what really gets me?
What's that?
Those crashes where it's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Like, what the fuck? Universe.
It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck, you know? Those are the incidents that really expose how fragile these complex systems are and the domino effect one little fuck-up can have.
Right. Like one tiny mistake and boom, a chain reaction leads to a smoking crater and a bunch of families wondering how the hell it all went tits up. Let's dig into one of these everything went to shit scenarios. How about Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 and '09?
Ah, yes. The Boeing 737 that crashed short of the runway in Amsterdam.
What a shit show. The altimeter was spewing out bullshit readings, the autopilot decided to take a siesta, and the pilots, well, it's like they forgot they were flying a goddamn plane.
That accident was a prime example of how system failures and human error can team up to create a catastrophe.
A real clusterfuck.
The faulty altimeter readings confused the hell out of everyone in the cockpit, the autopilot unexpectedly disengaged, and the pilots, they just got overwhelmed and couldn't react properly.
So basically, the pilots got hit with a triple whammy of bad luck, technical glitches, and their own brain farts.
It really highlights the importance of clear communication, good training, and being able to handle emergencies under pressure.
It shows that even with all the fancy tech and years of training, human error is still a major factor in these accidents.
Humans are still the ones flying the plane at the end of the day.
It's true enough. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here. Engine failures, volcanic ash, pilot error, even goddamn terrorism. But what about the future of aviation safety? Are we just going to keep repeating these mistakes, or is there a way to make flying even safer?
Well, aviation safety is a never-ending journey. There's always room for improvement.
So more room for us to bitch about on this show.
Exactly. But seriously, the industry is constantly working on better aircraft designs, improving training, and developing more sophisticated safety systems. There's a big push for integrating AI and machine learning.
Oh, so we're talking robot pilots now.
Not exactly. AI can help enhance situational awareness, predict potential hazards, and assist pilots in making critical decisions.
So basically, AI co-pilots to help us avoid becoming a statistic.
You could say that. It has the potential to really revolutionize safety by automating certain tasks, providing real-time analysis, but it's crucial that humans are still in control, providing oversight.
Right, we don't want those robots taking over completely.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between automation and human control to make flying as safe as possible.
Okay, so we've got AI co-pilots, better training, and hopefully fewer pilots losing their shit mid-flight. But what about those near misses, those, holy shit, that was close moments? Do those play a role in making things safer?
Absolutely. Near misses are invaluable learning opportunities. They give us a glimpse into potential hazards without the actual disaster.
So it's like a free safety audit. We get to learn from the mistakes without the body count.
Precisely. We can identify patterns, contributing factors, and work to prevent those situations from happening again.
That's actually pretty smart. It's like the universe giving us a heads up like, hey, dumbasses, you almost fucked up there. Better fix that shit before it's too late.
Exactly. Near-miss reporting is a crucial part of creating a culture of safety in the industry.
Well, folks, there you have it. A crash course, pun intended, in the wild world of commercial aviation accidents. We've seen the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And through it all, we've seen how the industry keeps pushing to make flying safer. So next time you're 30,000 feet up, remember all the effort that goes into making sure you reach your destination in one piece. And hey, maybe say a little prayer to the aviation gods for good measure.
Safe travels, everyone.